What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. I hope you enjoyed that bonus episode that I gave you guys this week. Um, yeah, if you haven't checked that out, please do. It was a recap of the Yankees versus the Orioles with some extra footage of me and my sisters having a little fun. Check it out. It's up somewhere. No, I'm kidding. It's on the channel. Check it out. Well, what do you call it? So for today's vlog, I wanted to talk about the professional wrestling event that took place this weekend over Memorial Day weekend. AEW Double or Nothing. It was the fourth iteration of the event. Man, and it just this one ran long, man. It was almost a 5 hour show. If you count the pre-show, it was almost 5 hours. The reason for that being that the AEW boss Tony Khan said that he did not want to run against Game 7 of the NBA playoffs between the Eastern Conference, the Eastern Conference finals. The Heat taking on the Celtics. Shout out to congratulations to the Boston Celtics, even though I am not a Celtics fan. And this episode of Shooting the Shit is going to be very interesting this week. So if you haven't seen that, check it out, man. It is gonna be crazy. If you've been following along on the podcast, you know what I'm talking about. So let's just get right into Double or Nothing, man. On the pre-show, which is dubbed the buy-in, you had Hook and Danhausen, collectively known as Hookhausen, taking on Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. Hook and Danhausen, or Hookhausen, pick up the win in that one. With Danhausen scoring the pin. Danhausen and Hook both super over, so it's good to see them do their thing. Okay, in the opening match of the night, it was very interesting because it was MJF versus Wardlow. If Wardlow won, he would be able to sign with AEW and let out of his contract with MJF. And if Wardlow lost, he would effectively not be able to sign with AEW, and he he would probably be in contract hell with MJF. So a little bit of an interesting backstory to that matchup. The day before the pay per view, MJF no showed the Double or Nothing fan fest and booked himself a flight out of Las Vegas due to ongoing contract disputes with AEW boss Tony Khan. And so he booked himself a plane out of Las Vegas back here to the Northeast, back here to New Jersey, I believe. But he did not get on that plane, and he surprisingly came out in the opening match of the night, and the match against Wardlow went on as planned. And shock or no shock, Wardlow squashed MJF. For those of you who don't know, non-wrestling fans, a squash is when one opponent completely annihilates the other opponent, giving them no offense, and the match usually ends pretty quickly. And that's what happened with this. Ended rather abruptly. MJF took 10 power bombs from Wardlow, and Wardlow is now all elite in storyline, and in what do you call it? MJF did a stretcher job, meaning he went out of the arena on a stretcher. wasn't hurt, but that's what a stretcher job is. So he did that. So in the second match, it was a dream match of sorts. It was the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, versus the Young Bucks. Now, this is the first time that they clashed together in an AEW ring. They had clashed before twice in Ring of Honor, another promotion, splitting the series 1-1. The last time being during WrestleMania 33 weekend in Orlando. And here, though, the Young Bucks came out in their Elvis attire since the show was in Las Vegas. Pretty apropos. So, the after a great back and forth match, the Hardy Boys picked up the win against the Young Bucks. And okay, so third we had the finals of the men's Owen Hart tournament. It was Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Adam Cole picked up the win there. Adam Cole was wearing his Owen Hart inspired gear with wearing pink trunks and a white and pink jacket. So Adam Cole took care of business. He is the winner of the Owen Hart tournament on the men's side. And in the following match, his girlfriend, Britt Baker, picked up the win in the women's bracket of the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament, picking up the win over Ruby Soho. It was really, really cool to see Rancid play out Ruby Soho, considering she uses their song Ruby Soho. So, and yeah, it was pretty damn cool. Shout out to Lars Fredrickson and the boys from Rancid, and shout out to Rich Ward from Fozzy, who played out Britt Baker, played along to her theme song. It was a really, really good match. These ladies are very, very good wrestlers. And yeah, so Dr. Britt Baker, DMD picks up the win there. And next up we had the TNT, not the TNT champ. Oh my god, the TBS championship. Jade Cargill taking on Anna Jay. Jade Cargill picked up the win with a top rope version of her move Jaded, which if you used to watch WWE back in the back in the 2010s, you notice that Jaded is a version of Beth Phoenix's Glam Slam. So that's pretty cool to see Jade Cargill pay homage to one of the great women's wrestlers by utilizing her finishing move. It was a great back and forth matchup. And at the end there, you got the introduction of Stokely Hathaway or Malcolm Bivens in WWE, and shout out to Stokely Hathaway. And also Ember Moon, or Athena as she's known on the indies, as she was known before she got to WWE. She is now a member of the All Elite Wrestling roster, so it bolsters the women's division over there. So shout out to her. I can't wait to see her do great things. She's a hell of a talent. Next up we had what do we have after? I'm probably gonna go out of order here, but let's see. We had Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. Great match. Kyle O'Reilly picked up the win over there, Darby Allin. Then we had Thunder Rosa defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Serena Deeb. Great back and forth matchup there. Two very talented ladies. Thunder Rosa is still your TNT. Your AEW Women's World Champion. Then you had Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant, who made her AEW in-ring debut against Sammy Guevara, Ty Conti, and Frankie Kazarian. A lot lot of craziness went on in that match. The Man of the Year, Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zandt ended up picking up the win. Paige Van Zandt had a very impressive showing. It was not bad at all for her first match. She was trained by Gangrel, so she had a very good teacher. So shout out to her, and as a result, Sammy Guevara and Frankie Kazarian can no longer challenge for the TNT Championship, which is currently held by Scorpio Sky. Then after that, you had Anarchy in the Arena, man. So it was the Jericho Appreciation Society. So that's Magic Matt Menard, Jake Hager, Chris Jericho, and Cool Hand Angelo Parker, or 2.0, before they change, and Danny Garcia, if Daniel Garcia, if you're keeping score, against Eddie Kingston, Brian Danielson, what do you call it? Eddie Kingston, Brian Danielson, Santana, and Ortiz, and what the hell else was that in that match? Oh my god. Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz, Brian Danielson, and John Moxley. Oh my god. How did I forget John Moxley, man? And this match was everything that it was built up to be, man. A hell of a passionate promo was shown in the video package before the match, done by Eddie Kingston, where he talked about his demons and why he drinks, and how he's trying to conquer these demons, but they always somehow come back to bite him in the ass, and how Chris Jericho is responsible for that, and stuff, and how he's gonna hurt Chris Jericho. It was really really passionate promo. And what do you call it? So yeah, no, the Jericho Appreciation Society came out looking like the Backstreet Boys in the "I Want It That Way" video. Oh my god, it was hilarious. But and it was a hell of a fight, man. Just anarchy everywhere in the concourse, in the staging area. There was even a fight at a freight elevator. There was barbed wire and gasoline. It was just beautiful violence. Everything I love about professional wrestling. So the Jericho Appreciation Society ended up getting the win, and it was a hell of a matchup. And then you had the three-way match for the AEW Tag Team Championship. You had Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee taking on Powerhouse Hobbs and Absolute Ricky Starks, Team Taz, and the champions Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus got the win after a really back and forth match. Triple threat matches are very difficult to do because you don't not only have to deal with one set of opponents, you have to deal with two set of opponents. So you have to keep your eyes peeled at all times, man. So it's very difficult to do a triple threat match. But these guys are absolute professionals, and they put on a hell of a show. Also, you have the Death Triangle, which is Pac, Ray Phoenix, and Penta Zero Miedo. Taking on the House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. What a fucking 6-man tag that was. That was everything I wanted it to be and more. House of Black picked up the win after Julie Hart, who has been teasing, teasing for weeks to turn heel, finally joined the House of Black. She was with the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison, but after she got Black Mist spit in her face by Malachi Black a couple of weeks back, things haven't been the same for her, and they finally pulled the trigger with her heel turn tonight. So she is the newest member of the House of Black. And in your main events, it was Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk. Now, normally AEW pay per views end around 12 because counting the buy-in and everything like that. But this, like I said in at the top of this ran a little bit longer because of Game 7 of the NBA playoffs, and Tony Khan didn't want to run against the NBA playoffs. He wanted you to make sure that you can enjoy both the playoffs and the pay per view. So he put it on later, and the pay per view companies gave him the time to do what he had to do. Uh, normally when that happens, some stuff gets cut, but luckily we got the full thing, man, and CM Punk and Adam Page delivered. Adam Page during that match had a momentary lapse of judgment. He after a ref bump, which is where they knock the ref down, and usually a little bit of antics go on there if you're the heel. Um, Hangman Page had a moment of judgment that he had to deal with, and where he had a chance to hit CM Punk with the AEW World Championship, but ultimately decided against it. But in him deciding against it, that cost him the match, and CM Punk is your new AEW World Champion. I'm very happy for CM Punk, but personally, I would have loved to see Hangman hang on to it a little bit longer. Um, I feel like the build up to him to Hangman becoming world champion was great. You can't beat it. Thrill of the chase. That's always really cool. But he had some great title defenses against Bryan Danielson and a whole host of others. But I would have loved to see him hang on to it a little bit longer. But anyway, very much looking forward to seeing Punk's reign. So happy for him. After 7 years out of the game, he comes back, being in AEW for about 8 months and wins the world championship. So very happy for him. Very interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see where it goes. And yeah, it was a great pay per view. AEW hasn't delivered a bad pay per view in its 3 year existence, and that's not me being an AEW mark or anything like that. I'm just a fan of really really good professional wrestling. So, and AEW always delivers that, and especially on pay per view. The only gripe that I have, like I said, I wish it wasn't 5 hours, but hey, whatever time it takes to deliver a good story. You don't want to cut corners. You go for quality, not quantity. And that goes not just in professional wrestling, but in life in general. Quality, not quantity. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this vlog. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.